Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Justin. Thank you for joining me today. Yesterday, Ulta came out with some big game-changing news. So in this video, I want to talk about what that news is, where their stock price is right now, where I think it's going to be going. Is this a good time to buy? Do you want to wait? What's going on? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back. My goal is to help you achieve financial freedom by investing in your future and investing in yourself. So guys, what is this big news that came out yesterday with Ulta? So they came out and announced that they are partnering with Target. And you guys, you don't usually see a partnership to this size come to fruition. So I think this is pretty neat. So what Target said was, hey, Ulta, you can come in and put your own Ulta stores in our Targets, and they're going to start doing that mid 2021. So they're going to start out with about 100 Targets, kind of test it out, and they didn't come out and specify the length of this partnership. So my guess is it's kind of a test base by getting these Ultas in and kind of see how it goes. But they're going to reserve 1,000 square feet for Ulta to have their own stores in Target. And when I first heard this, I thought, okay, they'll probably have the storefront up front, kind of like the Target opticals. If you've seen those, like usually when you come in right in the door, it's on the right or left hand side, but it's usually right up front. So that was my first thought. But as I read into it more, I found out they're actually going to put these Ulta stores right next to the beauty supplies at Target, which is awesome. I think it's a great situation for Ulta, and I think it's a win-win situation really for both companies. And again, you don't see these partnerships happen all that often. And so as I dug into it, the CEO for Ulta, Mary Dillon, she was on the board for Target for several years. So my novice guess is that she has a really good business relationship with the executive team over at Target. So I'm sure they still talk. She's not, I don't think she's on the board anymore there, but she was for a long time. But I'm sure they still talk. There's trust there. They have a good business relationship, so I'm sure something kind of spun off, and this is where we're at today. And so with these Ulta stores, they're actually going to be run by Target employees. So Ulta's going to come in and train these Target employees on their beauty supplies, on their cosmetic supplies. So the Target people are actually going to kind of run the stores, basically. And it's really a win-win situation for Target and Ulta if you think about it, because Ulta doesn't have to lease any extra space or go buy space. They're just going to get 1,000 square foot of free space at Target and get potentially introduced to new clientele with Target shoppers, coming in. Maybe they'll use their store for the first time. And I also think it's a win-win situation for Target, because Ulta has a very strong loyalty customer base. So they have over 30 million members. So, there's a good chance that they're going to get also new clientele that's going to come into Target. And the biggest winner of all this, I think, is the customer, if you think about it, because you can go and shop for groceries, you could go get some clothes, and then you could stop at the Ulta store and get your cosmetic supplies, your beauty supplies. So I think the customers win overall on this. And guys, I think you don't see these partnerships very often either, because there has to be a really strong trust and integrity from both sides, right? Because Ulta doesn't want to go put space, their stores in someone else's space being run by another company if they're not going to trust them that they're going to do a good job in selling their stuff and providing a good name to their brand, right? And then Target doesn't want to have another company come in and take up 1,000 square feet of their sales space if they don't trust that they're going to bring in more clientele and improve their profits as well. So now I think is a good time to kind of look at Ulta's stock price and kind of look at where it's been over the last couple of years, where it is now. And I think it's really important to look at what's happened over the last year, because this company has had a lot of things that are in the news, and it's really created a lot of volatility in their stock price overall. So here's a 5-year chart to see where Ulta's at, and you can see for a long time they were kind of going up and up and up. Back in June of 2019, so just last year, they were up around $368 a share. Then all of a sudden you see a dip in it, and then you see a big dip in March. And so They went all the way down to about $124 a share. So a big price decrease. So in 2019, Ulta came out and said that they were seeing a slow in demand on their beauty supplies. So obviously, when investors hear that, it sent their stock down a bit too. And then as the year went on, so back in around the fourth quarter, there was an overall market decline in cosmetics, not just Ulta, but across the board. So anyone that was connected to cosmetics at all saw their price decrease. And then in March, with the whole Rona situation that happened, it negatively impacted all brick and mortar stores, including Ulta, right? So Ulta had to close all their stores on March 19th, and they were closed for about a month, and they furloughed 17,000 employees during that time. So they did start opening up some of their stores in April, and I think by the end of June, they had about 90% of their stores open, but still, it was a slow process, right? And so the last 2 quarters has been really a tale of two different cities. So the first quarter, they missed expectations by 400%. And then in quarter two, they beat expectations by 1,100%. So that is a 1,500% delta overall. And I can't really blame Ulta for missing the first quarter. I mean, who was going to know that a Rona situation was going to happen and they have to close all their stores? So I can't blame for that big miss. But you know, that's what the second quarter tells me by them beating expectations by 1,100%. You know, this is an amazing management team. Amazing management team. In fact, I will go as far as to say this is the best run company of any brick and mortar store that is over a $10 billion market cap out there, hands down. No one better at all. So it just shows you in the second quarter the different pivots that management made to help improve the revenue, help improve their profits. So they did a big pivot on e-commerce. They increased it by 200% during the quarter. I expect that to continue out into the future as well too. And so let's take a look at some of the fundamentals that this company has produced over the last 10 years. If you look at it, their earnings per share has grown 33%. That is unreal. And then their sales growth, 20%. And then their ROIC, and this is the most important measurement that Warren Buffett always talks about. And basically that shows you how much the company can basically take its profits and reinvest in the company to build more profits. And so when I'm looking at companies, I usually want to see like a 10% growth rate over a significant period of time. I mean, I'm looking at 5 years or more. If it's 10 years or more, even better. Ulta is at 25% over the last 10 years. That's amazing. So guys, drop a comment down below if you can think of a better brick and mortar store that has better fundamentals, better management team than Ulta, because I can't think of a single one at all. So now we're kind of getting down to valuation. And so let's talk about where the stock is right now. Let's talk about what kind of the analysts think, what's going to happen over the next 5 years, and then I'll give you my personal opinion, what I think the stock should be worth, and what's kind of going to be worth out into the future. So right now the stock is hovering around $255 a share today. It's had a lot of volatility over the last 2 days. It jumped up 7% yesterday on this news. I think it was down 3% today. But it's hovering around $255 right now. Now, analysts think that this company is going to grow 1% over the next 5 years. 1%. I think they're dead wrong. My personal opinion is I think they're going to grow 10 to 15% over the next 5 years. So I think they're going to continue to grow their e-commerce business with the stores going into Target, and I think that partnership is going to work. And I didn't say this before, but there's been other partnerships out there. So for example, Sephora and JCPenney got together a couple decades ago. That had really mixed results. There's been some other big companies I've gotten together. So it doesn't always work, but I do think Target and Ulta have a really strong, loyal customer base from each one of them. And I think it works really well together. So I see a lot of great things with this partnership going into the future. So that 1% by analysts, I think, is dead wrong. So, all right. So what do I think this company is worth? So again, it's 255 right now. I think right now is a good price to buy in. If I didn't have any shares right now, I think it'd be a good price to buy. I started buying shares. I think $192 is around my cost basis on this company right now. And so anything under $200 is an excellent price. Unbelievable. It gets under $200, don't even think about it, just buy, is my opinion. And I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence. So based on my expectations of 10-15% as this company has grown, and keep in mind that this company historically has grown well over 20%. So with my expectation of this company growing 10 to 15% over the next 5 years, I think that this stock, to me, is going to be anywhere from $350 to $400 a share. So with even my cost basis back at 192, I'm looking to double my money at least with this company. I just think it's an amazing company with great management. I think they do have a moat. They're the largest beauty supplier out there. They offer over 25,000 beauty supplies. They have an incredible loyal 30 million members that follow them, that shop with them, and so I think they have a lot going for them. So again, I think the price right now is a pretty good deal if you'd buy. But like I said in other videos here recently, I do think that the stock market is overpriced as it is. So I do think there's going to be a pullback at some point. But keep in mind that this company is going to report earnings the first week of December. I believe it's like December 3rd, if I remember correctly. So if they beat expectations again, which I anticipate they will, their stock could go up more. So you never know. Mr. Market will determine it. But those are my thoughts, guys. Guys, if you enjoy this video, please like, please subscribe, join the family. Thanks, guys. God bless.